Hey guys, welcome back to Loft Sports. It's Tyler coming at you with Notre Dame's bowl game preview video. Irish getting ready to play their final game of the 2019 season this coming weekend, and I'm so excited to be ready for this New Year's Six bowl game. Camping World Bowl. We had a good season, right? 10-2, only lost to two teams in the top 15, Georgia and Michigan. I'm sure we're playing somebody pretty respectable. Oh, we're playing Iowa State. Well, maybe they had a good year. I think Seth and I picked them third in the Big 12. Oh, they're 7-5? Okay, let's be real. This is not an exciting matchup. It's not a sexy matchup. It's not really what any Notre Dame fans wanted. In fact, it's almost a lose-lose for us. It's just like Penn State and their bowl game against Memphis. You beat them, nobody gives a hoot or a holler. You lose to them, and all offseason we're going to have to listen to how overrated we are, how we can't win any bowl games, and how we lost to a 7-5 Iowa State team. I know that Notre Dame haters are going to say that over the years we've been put in these bowl games we had no deserving to be in, and to some degree they're not wrong. But my God, this is such a slap in the face. And listen, if you're an Iowa State fan, please don't take this the wrong way. But Notre Dame should be playing in the Orange Bowl against Florida, or at least playing somebody with a little bit better record. These conference tie-in and affiliations are killing college football. I could go on for a half hour about how some of these bowl games are totally mismatched. The only good New Year's Six bowl matchup to some degree is the Rose Bowl with Oregon and Wisconsin. Yes, Georgia, Baylor both deserve to be there. Memphis earned their spot as a group of five. But come on, these conference Virginia, we stopped Virginia. They lost 4 games. They got crushed by Clemson in the ACC championship game. I just don't understand it. I think it's bad for the sport. I just watched a documentary the other night about college football and the tradition of these bowl games and how much they used to mean, and everybody wants to blame the playoff and how it's killed college football. Listen, yes, if you're not in the playoff, who really cares? That's true. But these bowl games could be a lot more meaningful. The Rose Bowl still means a lot. You got the Pac-12 champ against the second-best Big Ten team. Some of these other bowl games, like Michigan and Alabama, they're actually a little bit intriguing. But my God, you got a 10-2 Notre Dame team playing a 7-5 team that finished like 5th in the Big 12. I mean, that's not fun for anybody. No less Iowa State or Notre Dame fans. I mean, this is just, it's really unfortunate. I hate it. I think it's a terrible bowl game matchup. I would have much rather been playing against Oklahoma State or somebody like that with a little more intrigue. But like I said, it's not a shot at Iowa State. Iowa State has a very good football team. They lost a lot of close games this year. I just wish these conference affiliations would stick it you-know-where, and we could get the committee to just pick the bowl games based on basically fan interest in what they thought would be the most exciting for the fans, not just saying, hey, the 4th best team in this conference plays Team X. And to some degree, Notre Dame brings this on themselves by not being in a conference. I understand that. So basically, the committee is saying, hey, Notre Dame, if you don't go 11-1, you're probably not getting into a New Year's Six bowl. That's the message that I got from this. So Iowa State should not be taken lightly. They're a very well-coached team. Seth and I both think highly of Matt Campbell. We both, unfortunately for Iowa State, we don't think he'll be there long. He's on his way to a more prolific and higher profile job. This team went 7-5, but their record is really not an indication of how good they could be. They've lost several games by 1 possession. They lost in a crazy muffed punt fashion to Iowa early in the year. They were a 2-point play away from beating Oklahoma, and then they were close to Oklahoma State, and then they lost a really close game to a team in Baylor that at the time nobody thought was any good, but Baylor's obviously on their way to the Sugar Bowl. So Iowa State should not be taken lightly. They want to run the ball and play defense. They're not a high-scoring unit. They're very average on offense. They've been very known for their defense in the Matt Campbell era for the last couple of years. Their offense is a little better than it's been over the past couple of years. They're 26th in scoring offense, and they're 42nd in total defense. So they do rely a little more on their offense this year. A lot of their games have been in that 20s to 30s point total. So it'll be interesting to see if Notre Dame comes out, how motivated we are to play in this game, and how bad our guys want to send our seniors off winners. My first key to the game is simply Ian Book. It's been the key all year long. I'm tired of repeating myself just as much as you're probably tired of listening to it, but we know Notre Dame is not going to be able to run the football, at least not very well, so we're going to have to put it all on Ian Book's shoulders. Whether or not he can handle that, we'll just have to wait till Saturday to find out. He's got to hit his receivers when they're open. He's got to keep his composure in the pocket. He's got to hold on to the football, and he's got to be decisive. If it's not there, take what you can get. Pick up 5 yards, extend drives, do what he's done well when he's done it well over the last couple years as a starter. Number 2, we got to get ahead early. Iowa State is not really designed to play from behind. If we can jump out to an early lead very much like we did against Navy, I think that'll put a lot of pressure on Iowa State. Our defense can kind of pin our ears back, come after their quarterback. Brock Purdy's not a bad passer. Iowa State doesn't have the elite talent at the flanks, I don't think, to expose anything, but if they can run the ball and be balanced, they're going to be a threat. If we can push them away from their running game and be obvious passing situations or get ahead and make them have to throw to come back, I think we got a real chance to maybe bury them completely. And then lastly, the defense has to just make simple plays. If there's a tackle, make it. Don't try to be a hero and go for the ball. Don't try to get the strip. Don't try to get the pick. Just make the play. Limit the big explosive plays. Make them drive down the field methodically and beat you. Our defense has been very sound this year. We're top 15 in total defense. I like that our guys, they can bend, but they don't break. They force turnovers. They keep us in football games. If they just make the simple plays, then it'll lead to the home run type plays that we've seen so often from our guys this year. My prediction as far as this game is going to go, look, these bowl games sometimes they're so hard to predict. It's usually about which team shows up and which team actually is more motivated to be there. In this case, unfortunately, I do think Notre Dame is potentially the less motivated team. For Iowa State, it's an opportunity to end their season with a highly ranked opponent, beat a top 15 team, go out there and get a season and program defining win. Notre Dame's probably looking down on Iowa State a little bit, saying, man, we had a 10-win season, we're playing a 5-loss team. I hope that's not the case. I'd like to think our seniors and the guys in that locker room know what's at stake. A chance to get to 11 wins 2 years in a row. It'd be a big improvement for our program. I'd like to think Notre Dame comes out, we control the line of scrimmage, we definitely have more talent than they do, and we just execute. And if we just take care of the small things, the big things will come. We can wear them down in the second half, maybe pull away. Our receivers, they shouldn't be able to cover them for 4 quarters. Oklahoma gashed them for several hundred yards passing. I think Notre Dame can do the same thing, even if we're a little bit one-dimensional. I'm going to say Irish 38, Cyclones 24. I got a lot of respect for Iowa State. I grew up in Nebraska, went to Nebraska, watched a lot of Iowa State football growing up. Matt Campbell's done an amazing job there. They're the second-tier program in their state, but they're a very tough team to beat. They're scrappy. They're physical. They don't beat themselves. They're very well coached. I have a lot of respect for you, Iowa State, but at the end of the day, we are the better team, and we should win somewhat comfortably. I look at this game very much like the Virginia game. Physical, defensive-minded team, well-coached, but Notre Dame, at the end of the day, the talent should prevail. So Irish 38, Cyclones 24. I'll come at you guys with a recap after the bowl game. Hopefully it's a good positive note. We can start looking ahead a little bit at recruiting and into the spring season, which will be here before we know it. Thank you guys so much. This is Tyler with Loft Sports signing off.